Growing up with an emotionally, mentally and physically abusive mother was tough and painful. Hiding the cuts and bruises was always a challenge for him, especially at school. Never calling him by his first name, just referring to him as it or little bastard. She set his time home from school at 4:45, knowing the earliest the bus got there was 4:50, meaning got a beating every night. Her favourite weapons of choice were a split-end cane, the buckle end of the belt, or her fists. It's no wonder he grew up strong, stubborn, independent, with a high pain threshold and finding it hard to trust others. Leaving home at 16 did not end his troubles. Losing the love of his life, his soulmate, to cancer, and their beautiful, beloved son and best friend to an idiot drink driver who only got 7 years for manslaughter, then being diagnosed with chronic arthritis and a damaged spine, all took a heavy toll on his mental health and resilience and led him to reliance on drink, medication and drugs to cope, work and get through the day. When he was diagnosed with cancer in his mid-20s, finding out an inherited defective gene was responsible and that it would plague him for life, which may or may not be long, it felt like the world had dropped away. It was his stubborn determination that helped him cope, getting him through college and university as a mature student, gaining a joint honours first. It also helped him to maintain work, both paid and voluntary, as well as ongoing treatments, chemotherapy, radiotherapy and surgeries. Multiple tumours, the permanent damage they cause, such as partial hearing loss, increased spinal issues, the loss of his eidetic memory and memory recall issues, the ongoing side effects including confusion, disorientation, nausea and the regular need for toilet hugging, and constantly feeling ill made life a chore. The drugs made things slightly more bearable. After all, who worries about regular puking when stoned? As time went on and he needed more time off, he found it difficult to hold down a full-time job, leading to longer periods on the dole and less money to live on. And nobody signposted him to other benefits, support or extra help he could have used to help survive. Instead, he was pushed and bullied into applying for unsuitable work and jobs that he did not stand a hope of. Here is the perfect job for you, they said, but it says it requires a clean driving license, and I keep telling you I don't have a license as I can't drive, he said. The staff he dealt with showed little understanding, care or support for his circumstances, making him feel inadequate and like a lazy scrounger. As money got tighter, the debts grew, and surviving rather than living became the norm. Eventually, everything became too much to cope with, and his mental health finally collapsed, and everything became so dark. Pushing away friends, locking himself away from the world, feeling used and abused by life, and feeling he'd either been born under the unluckiest star or had been evilly cursed at birth. He tried several times to end it all, eventually ending up in hospital on life support for a long time, having been brought back to life. Eventually leaving hospital and facing another round of chemotherapy, he still thought about how to succeed at ending it all. That is when an angel came into his life. She didn't have wings or a halo, but she had something better, the right mindset. We met at the oncology department, both there for ongoing tests, but she was cancer-free now. We became close friends, and over the coming months, she taught me a better way to live with the cancer, its side effects, and any other health issues, as well as to not let the cancer define my life, instead make it just a small part of the whole me. Thanks to her, I developed a strong, positive mindset, a major key to coping and living with cancer. This backed up with daily meditations and relaxation exercises, surrounding myself with close, trusted and valued friends, finding something to laugh about every day, taking an hour every week to fully vent all those negative thoughts and feelings, and the daily use of natural products, garlic, ginger, ginseng, turmeric, and green tea. As a result, my mental health greatly increased. My warped sense of humour returned, and I found I could bounce along no matter what came my way, able to deal with things so much better. I regularly tell my oncologist off for giving me that fat chemo rather than the preferred skinny type. Life has continued to throw curveballs at me, having recently been diagnosed with a hernia, a crumbling spine and diabetes. But I won't let them stop me being upbeat, positive and living life to the full, and certainly not let any of it stop me from continuing my voluntary work with both the Stanley and Concert Poverty Truth Commission and the Concert Community Fridge, where my team and I help to support other people with food, clothing, toys, advice, support, signposting, and above all, a positive, enjoyable social experience. Thank you.